When Iblis asked for respite, it was for this time. For the appointed time when the sun rises in the west. So no more the doors of Toba forgetting. When the sun rises in the west, the hadith state, Iblis is then going to say, oh my Lord, order me to bow down to anyone that you want me to, I will bow down. You know, and then the shayateen, who've been following Iblis, they're going to say, yes, Sayyidi, oh our master, Malatakulun, what are you doing? Iblis going to say, I know what you know not. Because this time, now the doors of Toba closed. So Iblis going to bow down, and the bat, the animal that's going to come on the earth, that's going to Yumayyiz Bain al-Kafir or Mu'min, he's going to distinguish between the believers and disbelievers. Believers going to have Mu'min on their forehead, Kafir's going to have Kafir. He's going to chop off Iblis' head right there. So ain't no Toba for him. But doing another possible meaning of the sun rising in the west, Sheikh Ahmed Deedat, Rahimahullah, he said in one of his last books he wrote on Tawheed, he said that it may be that the best Muslims on the face of the earth are these African Americans. He said by virtue of what they have to go through in America just to be Muslim and how hard the life is, they may be the best Muslims on the earth. And he said to the other Muslims, do not become jealous of them, because it is going to be, inshallah, through them that victory going to come to Islam and the Muslims. Now, Sheikh Al-Buti, one of probably the greatest scholar alive today, definitely one of the top scholars in the East and in Syria, and endorsed with thousands of people. He said that these students from America and Britain, these places that come here to learn, he said they may be of the best people, Muslims right now, because of the hardship of them just being Muslim. He said a possible meaning of the sun rising in the west, that Islam is going to raise up in the west and it's going to come eastward. So again, where do we fit in the equation? Look at the story of Musa alayhi salam. You know, he raised up in the house of Fir'aun, raised up like a brother. Then Allah guided him. And it's through him that Fir'aun and his Barnamij, his system, is destroyed. So if you listen to people like Bush, what he more concerned about anything with Islam is that their way will be changed. What he considers the American way, of filthiness, of, ungodliness, of all of these type of things will be changed. And that the shirk will be removed from the people and that they're going to worship Allah. So this is the great fear about Islam. It ain't no bomb, it ain't no terrorism. Right. It's the truth. That's right. That's what they're worried about. Allah. They say, وَعَنْ جَابِرْ Ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhu, and Nabi, he heard the Prophet say, قبل الموته بثلاث أيام يقول, he heard the Prophet say, for 3 days before he died, لا يموتون أحدكم إلا هو يحسن الظن بالله عز وجل. Say, don't none of you die. None of you. Prophet 3 days before he died, say, don't none of you die unless he have good thoughts about Allah. Good thoughts about Allah. He waiting on Allah. He want to meet Allah. The one that want to meet Allah, Allah want to meet him. If you don't want to meet Allah, Allah don't want to meet you. So, Prophet encouraged us 3 times, 3 days before he passed. Don't die unless you have good thoughts about Allah. I mean, you hear a person, someone die. I say, why Allah do this to me? This disbelief. Disbelief. You see people fall to the floor, tearing, as the hadith say, slapping the face, just spazzing. Like I say, my cousin tried to get in the grave. It's disbelief. It's kufr. وعن أبي هريرة عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تعيش عبد الدنيا والدرهم والقطيفة وخطيفة الخميسة وإن أعطى راضي وإن لم يعطى لم يرضى. It says, wretched and despair is the slave of money. the slave of this world, the slave of dirhams and the plush clothing. Say, because if he's giving, he's happy. And if he's not giving, he never will be happy. And so the dunya not supposed to enter our heart. Imam Malik, rahimahullah ta'ala, who's teaching in the masjid in Medina. A man come to him during his class, interrupt him, and whisper in his ear. Imam Malik said, alhamdulillah. The man go away. He continued teaching the class. The man come back and whisper in his ear again. Imam Malik said, alhamdulillah. And so the students, they want, what's up? They like, yeah, Imam Malik, this man come to you twice, interrupt our class, and say something to you both times you say alhamdulillah. What's the deal? Imam Malik said, the man came to me and said, all of my belongings had been lost out to sea. And I said, alhamdulillah. So he came back and he said, all of my belongings were recovered. And I said, alhamdulillah. Which meaning the mata'a, the commodities of this world, this life, it never got into his heart. It could have been this way, that way. If I lose it, qadr Allah. If it come back, qadr Allah. Allah decreed this. I ain't worried. Allah got me. So that's the belief of the believer. وعنده قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع عمله إلا من ثلاثة. That when the servant, when the slave of Allah, the son of Adam or the daughter of Adam, when we die, we only leave three things. Sadaqah Jariyah. Imam Saqat Juma, every Juma, please give for your masjid $100. About 50 brothers, $100. That means we ain't getting $2 a head. And so we know, like I say, maybe one brother gave 100. So nobody give nothing. But not realizing that this money you give to keep a masjid growing and going and all of this is sadaqah jariyah. It will grow for you when you're in the grave. When the grave, everybody after you dead that come in here and pray, you getting blessing. You getting blessing. You know, in Syria they have a thing where people will build water fountains. They have a nice, beautiful water fountain. They have the name of Allah, most merciful, most gracious on it, and say this was dedicated for the soul of so-and-so that died. Why? Because every person that come and drink that water, he getting blessings. He left something good. So, you know, that's what we want to do, is to leave good things. And then the next thing is ilm yantafa'a bi, that knowledge that a person have left that the people benefit. Taught someone how to fish, how to work, you know, etc. This here, long as this knowledge is being passed and growing, that person in the grave is getting reward. There's some my teacher, Sensei Hamza, used to say, you all may know as Lupe Fiasco father. Sensei used to always say, the teacher never die. He said, long as the student is alive, the teacher is alive. Because what he passed on is being passed on and being passed on. And then the last one, ad-du'a min al-walid as-salih, that after you're dead and gone, a pious child that's praying for you. So again, the family, very important, be very hard, but we want righteous children. Umar radiallahu anhu was married many times, many wives, and he married for virtue of having children because of the benefit of these children praying for the parent, being a means of shifa'ah, an intercession for the parents. Baby down and young, straight to Jannah. He ain't gonna go until his parents go. Child, you die, your child is pious, close to Allah, he make dua, he's of the mustajab da'at, those people that the prayers are answered by Allah, novel, you receiving benefit. So these are things that we want. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من تاب قبل أن تطلع الشمس من مغربها تاب الله عليه. Whoever turned to Allah Ta'ala before the sun rises in the west, Allah turned to him. Allah. وعن أبي عبد الرحمن عبد الله ابن عمر ابن الخطاب رضي الله تعالى عنهما أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله عز وجل يقول توبة العبد ما لم يغرر And that from Umar radiallahu anhu, son, narrated from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah Ta'ala will accept tawbah from his servant as long as he don't have gargar, the gargle in his throat of death, the death rattle in the throat. As long as that death rattle in the throat is not there, Allah accept tawbah. We look at Fir'aun. Anyone know the last words Fir'aun said?
Allah forgive me.
Huh?
I accept God of Moses.
That's what he said. He took Shahada. But they had the death rattle in his throat. Allah didn't accept it.